Hi guys, so we are back with another video.
Yes.
Us,
Me,
the Jameses,
Kelly,
Kelly,
and Alicia.
My computer, it doesn't matter. Oh, I just got paid, honey. Just got paid. So I'm really excited that we are really trying to be committed to making these videos. When we were doing it, I'm really excited that we are committed to making these videos again.
We are committed.
We are committed. We really are committed. These videos have become really important to me. Really important to, I know, a lot of people, and really important to us, and I loved it when we were doing it. It helped us so much, and I'm just happy that we're doing it. I think it's just going to be really
I think,
awesome.
and I try to think about why we do the videos,
Right.
and I mean, we really want to inspire other couples. I think that we really didn't have that inspiration. I didn't have that inspiration growing up.
I didn't have that inspiration growing up. I mean, the only couple that I know that I admire is my Uncle Junior. Oh, I hope he doesn't kill me for mentioning him. Him and my Aunt Beverly. And I'm not saying they have a perfect relationship, but like my uncle, I don't know, I hold him up to a high standard. I don't even think he knows, but they just have a good relationship to me. They've been together for years and years, and they've had some big trials and tribulations, and they're still together. And when I see them, I still feel like they still have a love for each other, and they're happy, and they can laugh together, and that's pretty much the only thing that I've had,
Right.
you know, as far as, you know,
because we both grew up in pretty much single parent homes.
Right. My mom was a single parent, but she did get married to, I have two younger brothers, to their dad, and but it was a very rocky relationship. He did have a very bad drug problem that he still to this day struggles with.
So I think what makes our marriage interesting is that we had to really do our homework. Like we studied about marriage, we studied about being parents, because like I say, we didn't have the examples that you know, and who does? I don't know if anybody does.
I think that's powerful with what you're saying. And we have a whole other topic, but I really like where we're going right now.
Well,
I like that this is natural.
Well, I think this could be an exclusive.
Right.
You could do this for like a
I like what you're saying, that we had to learn and we had to read and research, because the fact that we were open to that, I can say that I have not always been open to learning something. If it wasn't a part of my life at that moment, then it just wasn't.
Right.
You like, sometimes you accept that this is who I am and this is how it is.
Right.
And I remember being that person. You have opened me up to reading, researching, and just learning from other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think, God, where do I want to start? You have really opened, I want to say that naturally to you, because I sincerely mean it, but it's awkward being on camera saying it, and the camera cut off and I have to say it, but no, you have truly taught me to be open to learning from other people, open to reading the basic things as parenting. Most people don't want to do that because it's a pride thing, or it's like, well, I already have that knowledge because my mom taught me.
Right.
You know, or this is how I grew up, so this is how it should be. So it took a lot for me to get open to that, but you have taught me to be open to that, and I'm grateful, because I am so much better as a person.
It is still hard. I think it's still hard for us to learn.
Hard.
But I will say, and I look at it as, you know, I posted a message on Facebook the other day about, you know, people having a criminal background, or does their upbringing, you know, excuse that.
Right. Yeah.
And
sorry guys, the camera cut off, but we were like in the middle of a discussion, just talking about people kind of being stuck in their ways and not really being open to learning more. And sometimes it's about pride, and sometimes you're in the mind frame of it is what it is, or this is me and that's just how it is. And Kelly was mentioning just about a post that he did on Facebook, and the question you asked was,
well, the question I had asked was really about, you know, is someone's upbringing an excuse for criminal behavior? But the purpose behind the question really had a lot to do with, you know, how our environments and our experiences kind of shape our behavior. So the reason I brought it up, and what made me kind of think about it, is although we didn't have those examples for marriage, of what a marriage should be like, I really think that it's really up to us to learn, and the only way to do that is to learn from other people. Because the concept for me is like, I am only limited to my experiences.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, there's no way I can have the knowledge beyond what I've experienced. I mean, if you kind of think about that for a second. Unless you build relationships with other people and share in their experiences.
Or simple as grabbing a book.
Or grabbing a book, because without that, you're limited to what you've experienced. So, to me, I think that's the cure to growing up in a bad environment, because if not, how else will you grow?
And you have to be open, and I just feel like that is so important. I don't know why that's on me so hard. I don't know if this is for somebody, but you have to be open. I remember being at a point, where I had so much anger, and I just was not open to hearing anything anybody else had to say, and it just was what it was, and how I was taught was how I was taught, especially when it comes to how I was raised, even religiously. Like it would anger me if somebody had a thought that was outside of what I was taught and what I had experienced. And I just say that it is so worth it to be open to anything, even if in the end, once you learn about it, you don't agree with it, and it doesn't become a part of your life. At least you educated yourself, and you're just not in that space of I just don't know or whatever.
And and it's really interesting that this is coming up now, because this is totally not what we plan to talk about. But I will say this, and maybe I'm going to end this part with this, because you cannot break cycles unless you're willing to open up to other experiences, or you're going down the road. Because if you continue to repeat what you saw, and even though you know that it was flawed, even without thinking, you're going to repeat that pattern. And I see these cycles, these legacy cycles, where it repeats from mother to child, and it goes on and on, and you don't consciously think that this is what's happening, but in reality you're repeating the cycle because you haven't stepped out. And I guess the moral of the story is that we have to make an effort to break that cycle. First of all, we have to realize that what we learned, and sometimes it's hard, because we love our mothers. We know they did the best that they could for us, but first we have to accept that, number one, that wasn't the example that we needed to build a strong marriage. That's number one. But then number two, we have to put in an effort to actually learn, what does a marriage look like. It doesn't matter what your experience was. It doesn't matter what you grew up seeing. How should it be, and how are you going to make an effort to create that in your marriage? And I think that's the part that we still work on every day, and we'll probably work on until the day we die. How do you guys, what do you guys think about the topic? And I'd like to continue the discussion.
That was good.
That was good.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Cool.
Don't do that. We're just going back to where you were not looking at me like that. No, you don't have to be on the same point. But hey guys.
It's hard for me to start and stop like that.
I know, but just gather yourself, because that's what I did when I said that, because I want to be natural.
Yeah, I don't want to do it because it wasn't rehearsed.